Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, that rule well, and salutations unto the elect, pushing the truth of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Quick lesson. Last week on the highways, you had this clown come up, which we knew him for years, man. He came up like 5-6 years ago, this bald head Jake, and he caused a lot of flutter, man, a lot of problems. Came up and that's when like 15 people, 20, like a group, a good group of a crowd came up, and it was just madness, and he brought that. So we dealt with him before, and he randomly came up because he used to walk by camp, not even look at us. I guess he dropped his nutsack that day, and he came up last week, and he got into the same thing. He's asking, basically, Gentiles can be converted if they keep the laws, and same old story, which I'm gonna get into it later. I don't got a lot of time right now, but I'm just gonna address one thing he said, because he mentioned, because we told him, listen, we can't keep the law perfectly, in these bodies, and we're getting into that aspect. And he said, oh, what about Job? What about Daniel? The Lord called them perfect, and that is true. The Most High did call Job, his ways are perfect, a man of integrity. But he also called a lot of other men that, and we know from Romans, even Paul. Who was Paul? Paul was the top guy, man. He was above the apostles, But he wasn't. He said, I dare not make myself to be a part of that number, But he was really above Peter, man. Because he got a lot of revelations. He did a lot of work. He was killed, resurrected. He was a very powerful man. And guess what? The brother Howard, he even brought out, listen, what did Paul say? Paul called himself wretched, oh wretched man that I am, in Romans chapter 7. You read Romans chapter 7, and you understand that no man kept the law perfect upon this earth. The only man that did, that came in the flesh, was Yahushua, the Son of God. All right? But that doesn't negate the fact that there are men on this earth that are perfect, even though what we think perfection is, when the Most High says, for example, in Matthews, I believe, right? He says, be ye perfect, even as I am perfect. Does that mean we are perfect? That we keep the laws perfect? No. Like Apostle Gabar said years ago, I remember he said that means we're striving for perfection. And the elect men, whoever they may be, they will be perfect when their bodies get changed, man. When they're granted immunity and pardon for their iniquity. But they have still sinned. But guess what? The Most High still looks at them as clean men. All right, and I got this scripture right here just to back it up. Psalms 119:1. Blessed are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of the Lord, Yahweh. Blessed are they that keep his testimonies and that seek him with the whole heart or mind. We know the word heart means mind, lab in Hebrew. They also do no iniquity. They walk in his ways. Now, which man didn't do iniquity? Right? Which man didn't do iniquity? Every man committed iniquity. All right. Matter of fact, man, I'm gonna get that scripture on that, because he's trying to say that, oh, there were men that kept the law perfect. This, clearly a confused soul, man, as Apostle Tahar says. Right. Job 4:7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? So you perish, meaning you die. All right, that's another word, a synonym for it. Right? You perish, you die, man. You understand? So who was innocent? Job wasn't even innocent. And like I said in my mind, I started, musing upon it, thinking upon it. Like, yo, man, listen, we don't have the complete life story of Job, the complete life story of Daniel. Yes, those men were they were full of integrity. They were they were on a level, man. You understand? But they were men. Right? If they were perfect, that means Yahushua coming is not a big deal. The Son of the Most High coming to die on the cross is not a big deal, because he said he came to die for all the sins of men of Israel. All right? For the world of Israel. So whoever perished being innocent. We don't have the tit for tat on Job, man. Oh, today he went off, he did this, and we don't have that. But he was, guess what? He was striving for it, man. Just like David. Wasn't David beloved of the Most High? But he committed adultery, he killed a man, he caused a man to die, which is murder. He committed iniquity, man. But guess what? The Most High still looked upon him for in favor. Slakia. Okay, so back here, verse 4, thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently. Oh, that my ways were directed to keep thy statutes. You see that? We're not fully directed, man, because even though we want to, again, read Romans, man. Read Romans 7. Read it 3 times to get the understanding. Read it 3 times over and over again to get the full understanding of it. Because Paul's telling you what I want to do in my spirit, what my spirit wants to do is righteousness, but my flesh, there's a battle going on. There's a striving. Verse 6, then shall I not be ashamed when I have respect unto all thy commandments. I will praise thee with uprightness of mind. When I shall have learned thy righteous judgments, I will keep thy statutes. O forsake me not utterly. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. With my whole heart have I sought thee. O let me not wander from thy commandments. Thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee. Blessed art thou, O Yahweh, teach me thy statutes. Right? I'm gonna get one more scripture just to show you that, yeah, Job, he was very favored, man. This is Ezekiel 14:14. Though these 3 men, Noah, right? Noah again, a very diligent, upright man. He was building the ark for over 100 years, man, with his 3 sons. So for over a century, he was getting mocked, scoffed, laughed at. Oh, rain? What are you talking about, Noah? Because back in those times, it didn't rain. There was a dew that came up in the morning to water the earth. Right? Though these 3 men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, said the Lord power. Right? Because they were very powerful men. They were men full of integrity. But guess what? They went off because they were in the flesh. Every single man went off. Right? Finish off on this, man. Khan. Isaiah 64:6. But we are all as an unclean thing. Matter of fact, I'm going to check if I can read above. I'm going to start at 5. Thou meetest him that rejoiceth and worketh righteousness, those that remember thee in thy ways. Behold, thou art wroth, for we have sinned. In those is continuance, and we shall be saved. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away, man. That's powerful right there, man. And there is none that calleth upon thy name, that stirreth up himself to take hold of thee. For thou hast hid thy face from us, and hast consumed us because of our iniquities, man. That's, we had captivities, Babylonian captivity, Assyrian captivity, the Greeks, the Romans. Right? So all our righteousness is as filthy rags, man. Right? I'm going to finish off on this one, actually. The Spirit brought it out in my mind. Alright, this is a beautiful scripture, man. I love the scripture because it really touches base, man. Because we're all nothing, man. We're all the same. From the low guy to the high guy, we're all the same. We're all filthy. This is Psalm 62:9. Surely men of low degree are vanity. Degree, level, step. And men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity. You see that? So everyone, man, everybody, Job, Noah, Daniel, that's just one aspect I want to bring out. But it was a good question at the end of the day, because certain brothers might see that, Job was perfect and be perfect and Zion. So were they perfect? No, there were not perfect men. But there were, if you know what I'm talking about, if you understand, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, they were perfect in the sight of the Most High, but technically they weren't, man, because they didn't keep the law. The only perfect man that was to walk the planet in the flesh, in these carnal bodies, and to defeat it was Yahawashi. That's why we say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, man. You understand? So again, with that quick lesson, I hope you brothers learned something. I want to give Ka Halal, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Thamyad, the water for this. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone who are learning the truth from, and salutations unto you brothers out there. May you stand firm. Shalom.